So a little birdie told me that you want to start your own crafty business in 2025. Well, you're in the right place. Today's video is not like a crafty tutorial. It's truly a one-on-one, me and you, talking how you're going to start your own crafty business for this new year. As you guys already know by now, I do own Anny Cricket's DIY Corporation. I've had a small crafty business since 2022. And I had a lot of success this past couple of years. And the whole purpose of this video is I will be giving you the secret sauce. Because yes, there is a secret sauce when it comes to running an online small crafty business from home. I know this is a very touchy subject. A lot of people don't like to talk about it or talk about their experience. As you guys know, I am 1000% transparent with each and every one of you. There's a lot of good when it comes to owning your own small business. And there's also some bad. We have to be realistic here. But I am here to hold your hand throughout this whole process. So with that said, we're going to go straight into all of the biggest tips of advice I could give you to start your own small crafty business in 2025. I really wish that somebody gave me this advice when I first started. I don't come from a family of small business owners or business people. I come from a regular family. When I tell you that I learned from bottom up, I truly did. So please save this video, text it to yourself, whatever you have to do, just make sure that you watch this, put on your headphones, put it down, just make sure you hear every single detail. Every subject that I'm going to touch on is very important. All right, so I'm starting with a very obvious one, yet it's also extremely important, and this is going to make or break you online. By the way, a lot of the advice that I'm giving you works both for small business and even for content creation. I've used all of these examples for both things. The first one I wanted to talk about, which might seem kind of obvious, but it is so important, is consistency. I need you guys to stay consistent with everything you do in your small business. First of all, social media is going to be your best friend when it comes to your small business, right? So the number one thing that you have to do is post about your products that you want to sell on all of your social media platforms. That does not mean that you have to have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. No. Even if you only feel comfortable with one platform, start with that. But whatever platform that you're going to work with, I want you to be consistent. I know it seems like a lot, but truly it only takes about 15 minutes out of your whole day to even do one simple post. By the way, throughout this whole video, I'm going to be showing you guys little clips, little examples of my own small business and my content creation so you could kind of get a feel for it. Right here, I'm going to show you how when I first started out, I knew nothing of when it came to making content or editing videos or doing voiceovers. I had no idea. I didn't know what I was doing. But one thing about me, even though my content wasn't great, even if it was just one picture of one of my cute cups, I would post it every single day. It will get to a point that you'll keep on popping up on their feed, and then they will start recognizing you. And then that's when sometimes people start engaging. I know it sounds weird, but sometimes people, when they see something new, they either love it or they don't care for it. So let's say they love it, good for you. Now you have a really engaging follower. But let's say that they don't really love it and they're just like, okay, whatever, it's just a cup. Okay. And then maybe the next time you make a really nice cup, then they'll engage with it. So be consistent. All platforms love that. At the end of the day, when it comes to social media, all of these platforms really want their followers to be on the app all the time. And I have a lot of experience with TikTok. I've had the most success with TikTok, obviously. It just truly shows that your account is alive and you're trying to have a bigger reach. I started with, I think, just like 20 followers, which was just my close friends and my mom, I think it was. Every single day when I was being consistent and I was posting something, I would always ask my family and friends, hey, please share this on your page. Please repost. Please do this, do that. And they will do that. And then family and friends of friends and brothers and sisters of friends all started following me, and that's how I started growing that following. Eventually you'll start noticing that some of those followers are not family and friends. They're just strangers that you have no idea who they are. But remember what I say, every single follower you have on your social media platform is always going to be a potential customer. Maybe not buying for themselves, maybe for somebody else, maybe as a gift or anything. And by the way, the only reason why I keep on saying cups is because that's how I started my business, but this goes for all crafts. And I mean all of them: sublimation, clothing, stickers, you name it. Remember, we are in such an amazing type of business. We make handmade things, okay? People take a lot of value with everything handmade, everything custom, everything personalized. People pay an arm and a leg for things like that. We just have to know how to find our people, which is our customers. Number two, it kind of goes with being consistent, but I need you to be very well aware of all holidays and all major events that happen throughout the year. There is a secret sauce I have always used when I started my small business. I had no following or nothing, and I still got sales. Is that, for example, right now, today's January 1st, right? So right now would be the week that I would start pushing a whole bunch of my Valentine's Day products. You would be surprised of how many customers of mine from Etsy shop months and months in advance for their upcoming holidays. For example, one of the busiest months in my Etsy shop and my small business shop is actually in July and in August. Why? Because a lot of people start buying gifts little by little for December, for Christmas, for those type of holidays, those major holidays. That shows you right there that you have to be at least 2 or 3 months ahead of the game, always. Okay? Valentine's Day is huge. Mother's Day is enormous. And don't only think about just national holidays. Always kind of look and do your research for important dates like Teacher Appreciation Week, because that's when all of the parents of children love to go and buy custom or personalized things for their teachers, you know? When you start posting now for Valentine's Day, I want you to put that in your captions like pre-order now, order now, for it could get here on time with shipping. You know, you got to kind of put that pressure sometimes to customers, because remember, it's not like a customer could really come into your house and just purchase what they want, right? So you kind of have to like shove it down their throats in a way, but not too aggressive, of course, but you do have to kind of push yourself out there. Remember, you are your own marketer. You have to put yourself out there, which comes in number 3, which is one of the most important advice that I will give you. And I want you to replay this over and over and over again. Okay. Listen to me very clearly, please. You are and you have full control of your own small business. What does that mean? You are the producer of the commercials that will be played for your small business. You need to promote yourself, your small business. Maybe you're kind of shy in front of camera. I definitely was when I first started, but I am going to show you guys little snips here. I always had my logo. Even though I was recording the process of me making the cups or me doing the personalized order, I always had my logo somewhere. Either I printed it and I would make it as a sticker somewhere in my craft table, or maybe I had my laptop open with my big logo on it. Always make sure that your logo, your branding is on something. I think I even put my logo on some of my craft squeegees, so every time people would see me working and doing cups, they would see that as well. You need to be your own advertiser, okay? Let me just break it down like this. Nobody in the world is going to wake up on a Sunday morning, get out of bed, and automatically have the thought in their head, oh, I think Anny Crickets just dropped a brand new cup. I have to go check it out. No, they're not. We have to be realistic here. So what we have to do is record our own stuff with our own branding and be very consistent and post on there and say brand new cup, brand new release, brand new this, brand new that. You need to advertise yourself. And there's honestly so many different ways of doing this. You don't have to record yourself doing the process of your craft every time, maybe even a finished result, or maybe you in the process of it. I've noticed that a lot of followers love seeing that. I noticed that a lot of my customers love seeing the process of me making the cups. I've even had customers that place their order, they send me a direct message and they ask me, hey Anny, can you record the process of you making my custom order? I would love to see it online and share it. You see, like, people love the excitement of seeing something so simple that we transform to something so beautiful. Number 4, this is something that I did when I first started out that I never even knew was a good thing to do. So one thing that I did do is I got really excited when I first started out because I would get sales here and there. Then I started noticing some type of trend happening on my Etsy page, right? I was getting more orders. I was excited. So I decided to change my content a little bit. And instead of promoting my cups so much every single day, I would pick like 2 or 3 days out of the whole week and I would record orders that I received. For example, I just got this order from Caitlin. So excited to pack this order for her. And I would kind of be recording this whole thing, like showing off her order, packaging it, putting it away, dropping it off in the mailbox, People love that. I don't know what it is. Like, why? Like, I don't get it. But then again, it is kind of exciting, but I don't know. People love to see unboxing and packaging things and making orders. So what's really crazy is that sometimes some orders just come in because of packaging, which is number 5, packaging. You guys know in my previous videos when I've talked about tips and tricks of being a small business owner, I tell you that when you first start off, you can't be spending so much money. We need to see some profit coming in, right? But one thing that you could do out of very cheap items is make your packaging nice. I personally used to go to the Dollar Tree. I would get like the prettiest type of tissue paper I would see. I would bubble wrap my cups really nice. I would put that really nice tissue paper. I would fold it so nicely and put a sticker and maybe some like artificial little flower petals just to give that whole experience that when my customer receives it, when she's opening it, she's like so engaged. Sometimes customers even record themselves like opening up the package and they go crazy, you know, and they even post it for you. So that's free advertisement right there. But packaging is everything. The same way that we're all addicted to watching like unboxing videos, people are addicted to watching packaging as well, because it does show the customer that you care so much and you're so appreciative of the order. And that's an experience that Amazon is not going to give you. Any big retail store like Macy's, like I order things through Amazon and Macy's all the time and I never get nice packaging. It's just bubble wrap and my item, you know, and that's okay. That's why people like to spend money on small businesses. It's not only to support us, but it's also for the experience. It feels more human. It feels more relatable. No kidding to you guys. I have gotten reviews on my Etsy just on my packaging. It's crazy, I know. So everything that we just talked about right now, we're kind of like secret sauces when it comes to starting up a small crafty business. Now for this rest of the video, I'm going to give you some words of encouragement. I'm going to tell you the reality of what it is when you start a small business from scratch. And I'm going to tell you the good and the bad, because that's why I created this YouTube channel for, is to be 1000% transparent with each and every one of you. So with that said, I have so much to say, but okay, here's the first thing I'm going to just blurt out. Nobody is going to believe in your small business more than you are. The day that you realize that is the day that it will be easier for you to start this whole process. Because I understand you. I know it's hard to even think about where to start. I get it. It's so many questions. Like, do you go on a platform? Do you try doing orders through your Instagram? Should you go to market events? Should you do this? Should you do that? There's no written book out there that gives you exactly what to do to start your business, because your business could be different than mine. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. Nobody is going to believe in your small business more than you are. So you have to be your number one fan, your number one supporter, and you have to be the one that has all the positivity in the world for your small business. The second that you start slacking off, or the second that you start losing your confidence or getting discouraged because you're not getting any orders this week or this month, if you let those feelings overcome you, you're not going to be able to go forward. I wish I had somebody to give me this strong pep talk. When I first started, I was not getting orders every day. Like, let's be real here. I actually think my first order ever was from my mom, you know? And I really believed in myself. So she was my first order, and I still remember that till this day. But with every order that came in, I started building more confidence. Like, you can't let family, friends, coworkers, other people get in your way. And what do I mean by that? I know that a lot of you don't like to post on social media because you have that fear of maybe like being judged or made fun of by these family members or these coworkers or these friends, and you kind of don't want to sound silly in front of them. Do not lose an opportunity for your small business, for your finances, over the thought of others. Listen, because I am opening up to you guys. When I first started my small crafty business, half of my family thought that I was batshit crazy. Like little comments like, I saw your little TikTok, or, oh my God, it's so cute, like your TikTok. I know that they were like making fun of me behind closed doors. I'm not stupid, you know? But now what's funny is that those same people, when they see me now, they talk to me completely different. They don't tell me, oh, I saw your little TikTok, or, oh, that's so cute, or whatever. No, now a lot of those people are asking me for advice of how to be a content creator or how to start up their own small business. Now that they see your success, they want you to give them your secret sauce. So with that said, people are always going to talk, good or bad, whether you make one sale or you make 100,000 sales. But are you going to let somebody get in your way or take away that possibility of you making all those sales and maybe making this into your full-time career, or letting people get in your way of more income for your family? No, block out all of the extra noise, okay? Don't worry about judgment. We receive judgment every single day. Trust me. This is your passion. Do you? There is a million customers out there. One comment that I dislike getting a lot, especially on my TikTok, is people say that the crafty world is too overpopulated. There's too many small business shops. Listen, there's room for every single person to eat here. I started my small business with crafty little personalized cups in 2022, where people started doing this years ago, and I still went viral on TikTok. I sold I don't know how many of my graduation cups. I still get orders for that, and I don't even post about it anymore because I want to make content creation now my full time. Another question that I get asked all the time is, what platforms do I recommend when you're first starting off? You know that there's a lot of back and forth talk about having a platform on Etsy when it comes to selling online. I have a whole video about this on my YouTube channel. Please make sure to check it out. I know there's a lot of like bad too because of the fees and stuff like that, but I'm sorry, no platform in the world right now has it better customer wise than Etsy. Like, I started with Etsy and that was the best decision I have ever made. I have a whole video on this, remember, so make sure to check it out. I'll definitely tag it. So I know I've been yapping and yapping this whole time, but I feel like I still have so much more to tell you guys, and I want to give you guys more words of encouragement. There's going to be ups and downs in every small business journey. This is so absolutely normal. We all go through it. No small business is always going to be like going up the whole time. If it does, great. I applaud it. I wish that energy on all of my crafty small business owners, but even I've had my ups and downs, but you got to keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't give up. The second you give up, it's like you're just throwing away all of your efforts, and I don't want you doing that. You're one post away from getting that sale. So keep that mentality for yourself every single day. Even me as a content creator, there's times that I'm lazy and I'm tired. I'm like, God, like, I just want to take like, I don't know, a month off of content creating, but I know that's not really beneficial for me as a content crafty creator, because if I do that, I know that my algorithm won't be the same if I wait all that time. Now, of course, mental health, work-life balance is so important, but sometimes it takes me like 15 minutes to just get up and record something quick and do a voiceover. The same way that we wake up every day, we brush our teeth, or the same way that we walk our dogs outside, or the same way I drop off my son at school. Just 15 minutes. Time management is so important when it comes to having a small business. You can give it a lot of love and support, you know, and a lot of attention, especially the first year. Your first year of your small business is always like you're make it or break it. Either you're going to give up halfway or 1/3 in, or you're going to keep pushing. And then I'm going to be really proud of you. I want to open up the floor to any questions. I want to make a part 2 of this video, but I want to focus it on answering any questions that any of you have. So it could be any type of question too, whether it's for small businesses, small crafty businesses, for content creators, for influencers, whatever you need. I open up the floor. Make sure to write down in the comments whatever question you have, record and discuss every single thing and every single question in a part 2, which I'm so excited for. Because the one thing about me, I love talking small business and I love encouraging people to take that leap of faith and just do it. You don't know what could happen. Maybe your whole life could change. I look at myself right now and I still can't believe all the things I've done in just 1 or 2 years. You know, I never in my life thought I would ever be a crafty content creator, you know, getting money for doing what I love, for monetizing, for being able to buy all these nice things and working with brands and brand deals and meeting so many of you and having such a high following. You know, it truly blows my mind. I talk to my mom and to my fiance all the time about it. I'm like, man, 3 years ago, I was just like crafting for fun. And now here I am making money for crafting and showing the world, which is why it's such a big deal for me to not gatekeep things and hide things from crafters. Like, I want you guys to know everything I didn't know. You know, it took me some time, but I knew that I had this purpose to be able to teach everything to help others. And again, when I first started, I would like cry of frustrations. I didn't know what the heck to do. Do I do this? Do I open that? Do I close? How about taxes? What is this? What is that? I had to learn everything the hard way. If I could help one person out here today, that would make my day. I feel like I have a purpose here. With that said, thank you so much for watching. This was a great video. I have so much fun talking small business things. Please leave a comment with any questions you have. Happy New Year. Happy January 1st of 2025. I have a big feeling that this is going to be your year. And I have a huge feeling that you were meant to see this video. So keep pushing, my friends. Love you guys.